Christine.
Hi.
My name's Jess. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Were you able to fill out all the paperwork out front?
Yes.
Okay, did you have any questions about it?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Just to explain, basically what you signed is that I have a duty to warn, which means that if you say anything that is indicative that you're going to hurt yourself or someone else, then I have to report it.
Okay.
Okay? I also just want to let you know that we are being recorded. However, the only people who will see it will be me and my supervisor.
Okay.
Okay, is that okay?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, Christine, so what brings you in here today?
So my boyfriend's mom just moved in with us, and I'm having a difficult time kind of dealing with her. I feel like she's very judgmental, and she's not very easy to get along with, and I feel like I'm just kind of struggling talking to her and my boyfriend about it.
Okay. How long have you and your boyfriend been together?
We've been together for 4 years.
Okay. Is this the first time that you've met the mom?
I've met her and like his sisters and everything in the past, but it was very quick. It was like for Thanksgiving we met. Kind of more special occasions, and it was only maybe like an hour or two at a time.
Okay. All right. So, how did it come to be that she started living with you and your boyfriend?
So her house went into foreclosure, so she really didn't have anywhere else to go. So she moved in with us, and then my boyfriend's dad committed suicide, and so now she's just staying with us because of it.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
Thanks.
So what kind of issues have been going on at the home with you, your boyfriend, and your boyfriend's mother?
She's just I think one of our biggest problems is that we're on very different time schedules. I'm kind of, I have a job where it's 8 to 4:30. I'm also in graduate school, so I'm up during the morning and throughout the day. And she kind of sleeps most of the day, and she's up mostly at night. She's also very loud, so at night she's on the phone, she's yelling and screaming, she, cooking, and, she'll blend shakes and stuff in the blender, so it's kind of difficult to live with her.
Okay. Has her living with you interrupted like your sleeping schedule, your eating habits, anything like that?
It hasn't interrupted my eating habits. Sometimes it interrupts my sleeping just because, like I said, she's up all night. And sometimes when the blender goes off or something, it'll wake me up. Sometimes she's very loud. It's not a very big apartment. So sometimes when she's yelling on the phone or she has her TV really loud, it will wake me up. But it's not, I'm not up all night otherwise. It's just when that happens.
Have you tried talking to her about this?
She's not very easy to talk to. Even I tried to talk to my boyfriend about it, to maybe talk to her. And she gets very defensive with it. She tries to put it off, and she's like, I'm not loud. She's like, I'm just not. I don't know why anyone's saying that. It's I'm a light sleeper. It's not that she's being loud, or maybe I should wear headphones to bed. So she just kind of pushes it off on everybody else. But I personally haven't talked to her. But I've talked to my boyfriend, and he's tried talking to her. But at the same time, it's also kind of affecting mine and my boyfriend's relationship because, there's definitely now a struggle for us to be in a relationship with her constantly there.
What does your boyfriend have to say about this?
He kind of flip-flops with it, which is also frustrating. 1 minute he'll be kind of understanding, and he understands why I'm frustrated and understands that she is very difficult to live with. But then there's other times where he'll kind of take her side with it, and he'll be like, well, this is my mom, so you need to just kind of deal with it, because if it was your family, then I would deal with it.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot of frustration going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, Christine, so it sounds like there's some miscommunication issues going on in the apartment.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your goals for these sessions?
I just want to, I guess, be able to learn how to communicate more effectively with my boyfriend and his mom, and kind of get us all to be maybe on the same page with everything.
Okay, I think that's a really good place to start. Have you heard of I statements?
No. What is an I statement?
Okay, so an I statement is a really good way of making your thoughts and your feelings clear and explaining why you feel that way.
Okay.
So, for example, the format is I feel blank when you blank because blank. So, for example, I feel frustrated when you turn the blender on at 11:30 at night because it makes it hard for me to fall asleep.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do you think that is... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I think that that's a really good way to start
Okay.
a conversation.
Would you like to try one out?
Sure.
Okay, so again, the format is I feel blank when you blank because blank.
Okay. So, I feel upset when you don't take my opinions into consideration, because we're all living together and everyone should have a mutual say in what goes on in the house. Is that good?
I think that's good. Let's try to be a little more specific.
Okay.
Just because, I want you to be able to give her an example, because when you say, I feel upset when you, when you're disruptive or blah, 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 it doesn't really specify what the problem is.
Okay.
So do you think you could try again with maybe a particular situation?
Yeah.
Okay,
so I feel upset when you talk really loudly on the phone because it interrupts my schoolwork or my concentration.
Okay, good. How do you think she would receive that?
I don't know. Sometimes she's in a good mood when I have a better chance of talking to her. Sometimes she's in a bad mood where, like I said before, most of the time she's in a bad mood where, she doesn't want to believe anything's her fault. She thinks it's everybody else's fault. So, even that she may say, well, I'm not really being loud, your hearing is just sensitive. Or, if it's really bothering you, then put headphones on.
Do you find that you're able to stay in the house or in the apartment with her? Or do you find that you kind of have to separate yourself from her?
Oh, I definitely feel like I need to separate myself from her.
Okay.
I try to stay there, but sometimes I just get way too frustrated and I have to leave either, especially from studying. I have to leave and go to the library, or I'll even go to my parents' house, or even go to a friend's house, just to get maybe some quiet, or, if I'm frustrated, sometimes I just have to walk away.
Is your boyfriend present for these times?
Sometimes he is. Most of the time he's not. He's a corrections officer, so sometimes he works like a lot of 16-hour shifts. So a lot of times he's not present. When he's present, sometimes he will, like especially if I am studying or doing something, he will, talk to her about, maybe being quiet. And he gets the same responses that, anyone does, where, sometimes she's okay and sometimes she just tells him to shut up.
How does he handle those types of situations?
It depends. Sometimes he'll try to be like, well, that's just my mom. So it is what it is kind of a thing. And then other times, he'll try to talk to her. Like I said, he's very wishy-washy with it too. So sometimes I feel like he tries harder than other times, which can, sometimes be frustrating because I feel like he doesn't always have my back with it.
Have you expressed these particular feelings towards him, not just your unhappiness with the mom living there, but about how you feel with him?
I feel like I try to sometimes. I just let him know that, I feel like he needs to, sometimes we do have some communication issues. So sometimes I try to, but a lot of times I will get frustrated if I feel like he's not really listening to me, and then I just kind of shut down.
Okay. What do you mean by you shut down?
I'll just stop talking, or I may leave, or like maybe I'll like go upstairs into a different room.
I'm going to suggest another possible coping skill besides utilizing the I statements, just for things that maybe you feel like you can't say out loud just yet. Have you ever tried letter writing?
No.
Okay, so letter writing is, pretty simple. Whenever you have time, perhaps after a particular incident, a particular miscommunication between you and the mom, or you and your boyfriend, or a combination of those, you just sit down and you write out a letter.
Okay.
If you'd like to, you can bring the letters in and we can read them and we can process them.
Okay.
And then maybe if you're comfortable, we could take certain components of the letter and practicing verbalizing those thoughts out loud to your boyfriend and or his mom.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So how often would I write these letters?
You can write them as often as you would like to.
Okay.
Maybe in the beginning, once a week, maybe at the end of the week or something, just to kind of keep track or keep progress, because I often have my clients keep the letters just so you can see how things have changed over time.
Okay.
Have you ever written letters in the past?
No, I've never written anything.
Yeah. We kind of live in that generation where I feel like letters are kind of old school.
Yeah.
Everyone just wants the text.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's kind of what I do. If I feel a certain way. Even that's a lot of times how me and my boyfriend communicate. If I'm upset, I'll text him, if I'm not right there, instead of even picking up the phone and calling. Sometimes it's just easier and more convenient to just send a text message.
Yeah. I understand the convenience. As I'm sure you know, face-to-face communication is better because there are a lot of things that you miss over text. For example, you don't know the tone of voice when someone's texting. I mean, an exclamation point in caps can only get you so far.
Yeah,
sometimes
that makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to see the person, to read their body language. If you're talking to someone and they're like this, they're closed off. They're not receptive to what they're saying, to what you're saying to them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. The letter writing is good because you're able to process all of your thoughts on paper instead of, and you get to go through your thoughts and articulate how you're feeling.
Yeah.
You sit down and you have time to process everything.
Yeah.
Which is why I encourage letter writing.
Yeah. No, I think that that's a good idea because a lot of times, even like when I send text messages, I like to text because I can kind of think about what I want to say without just, when I get really angry, sometimes I'll just blurt out whatever instead of really taking a second to process it all. So I think that the letter writing is a really good idea, and I'm going to start doing.
Okay. So, Christine, we're almost out of time. I want you to practice your I statements. I want you to practice letter writing. That's just our timer saying that we are almost out of time.
Okay.
If you have any questions, you can call me. I try to get back to people by the end of the business day.
Okay.
And that's it. Do you have any questions before we say goodbye?
No, I think that everything's pretty good. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
All right. Bye.